Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home of the throwback jerseys. And the Toronto Raptors are going to need a throwback performance tonight if they want to get a win in the city of brotherly love. This is Hoop Talks. What is up, everybody? Justin Pooni, Jelani Goodridge-Reid. Noor Zainab is out day to day. She will be back soon. But it's just us today.
It is. J-Unit.
J-Unit special on a Friday where the Toronto Raptors will be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as I did mention, taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, the third place Philadelphia 76ers. The Raptors currently are 5.5-point dogs, according to FanDuel Canada, in Philadelphia. Jelani, this is a very, very big game for the Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers are pretty much locked in that third seed. If they really want to, they can push to get that top 2 seed. Yep. Joel Embiid is my MVP. I've been very vocal about that.
Yeah,
he is expected to be in the lineup tonight alongside James Harden. The Toronto Raptors, of course, finally reached 500.
Finally, bro.
Plan the damn parade, everybody. They're 500, celebrating mid, right? They're tied, of course, with the Atlanta Hawks for the 8th seed as well. 2 games up on the Chicago Bulls and a game and a half behind the Miami Heat for 7th, and then there's 3 games behind the Brooklyn Nets for the 6th seed, which is, so far so gone, right? But, Jelani, going tonight, of course, Embiid, big task, how to stop their MVP. What is your keys for the Toronto Raptors to win this game?
Well, yeah, if you're looking real quick at the betting aspect, right, the Raptors have struggled on the road, okay, last 11, 3-8. So that's not great, but overall, they've been 6-1-1 in their last 8. So I'm gonna look at, this game and say to myself, I need to see the offense show up, right? The offense has to be there because Philadelphia, they know how to score, right? They know how to operate offensively at a high clip, right? So you're going to have to match that in some type of way. And we saw, yes, albeit without, again, no Jimmy Butler the other day against Miami, but I saw a great effort from the Raptors against Miami, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone showed up, and I saw Pascal Siakam. He had a great start to the second half if you look at that third quarter and how he played there. And, of course, Scotty Barnes at the start of the game, he had a purpose, right? And he delivered. He delivered. So I want to see how the offense is going to operate against Philadelphia, and also the shooting has to be there. That goes, with the offensive point. And yeah, of course, Embiid, our history with him, we're considered to be one of the tougher teams he plays against, right? He's gonna if he's out there, he's gonna put up his numbers, of course, right? And I do expect that to happen, right? But I know that Nick is gonna try to zero in and key in on him. Yeah. So you're gonna have to definitely deal with the other guys.
Well, look, this game to me is interesting because the Raptors, of course, are on a 3-game winning streak right now, but look at the competition they played. The Pistons. Yeah. The Wizards without Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma. The Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler. And full credit, they took advantage of those. They got some much-needed wins, but they're playing against the team in the Philadelphia 76ers who have the highest scoring trio in the NBA. James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, and, of course, the league's leading scorer in Joel Embiid. Right. Third, so they score 75 points per game. And actually, Embiid, I think if Embiid finishes out this year at 33 points, whatever, only Kareem, Jordan, and Kobe have scored more points than him in a season. That right there is some elite company to be in. But we will see how they play it. I want to see how the defense shows up. Can they make shots on the road? Because, look, this is the start of that road trip. We know they're not very good on the road at all this year. I really want to see if Pascal Siakam can continue to be aggressive. Can Scotty Barnes be aggressive? Can OG continue to make shots? Can Fred VanVleet find that rhythm? These next 5 games, look, you're going to be in the play-in. It's all about finding your rhythm to make sure when those play-in games come, whether they're in Toronto, whether they're in Atlanta, Miami, wherever they are, your guys are playing and firing on all cylinders and playing their best basketball heading into the most important stretch come a couple weeks from now.
Right. Yeah, no, these are playoff games now, right? We've been in playoff mode the last few weeks. So the Raptors need to show up in this spot. I usually see them struggle on the road, like you said, but they don't fall flat on their face in terms of getting destroyed on the road. They do make it tough on teams, so they have to make it tough on Philly tonight. We'll see what happens with Embiid. He's going to shine, of course, but I think tonight, you're looking at a team in Philadelphia that plays really well at home, right? Their overall record has been great at home, 27 wins, only 11 losses on the year. So it's a tough place to play, of course. But I think the Raptors, knowing where they're at right now, knowing that the play-in's right there, knowing they want to get a 7 or 8 seed, I think they're going to show up tonight. I really do. I think this might be a win.
It just depends on which Philly team shows up. And it's a Philly team that's playing currently, you're in for some trouble, right? Now let's switch gears, sticking with the Toronto Raptors head coaching. Some juicy rumors coming out in the last couple of days about potentially Nick Nurse leaving town and Ime Udoka coming into town. So Doug Smith of the Toronto Star wrote, "You'll hear that Nick Nurse may be out as coach. You'll hear that he's destined to head to Houston. And then you're going to hear Ime Udoka is the front runner to replace him in Toronto if they go outside the current staff," which seems likely. Nick Nurse, of course, coached the Raptors starting 2018-2019, won a title. We know one of the best coaches in the NBA. Ime Udoka, of course, was suspended for the entire 2022-2023 season for multiple violations of team policies. He had multiple violations of sexual misconduct directed at women in the organization. He did coach the Celtics to the NBA Finals last year. And then Doug Smith continued, right? "Conversations over the past 10 days or so with people closely connected to the Atlantic Division rivals of the Raptors and others with direct ties to the league have begun to focus on the coaching situation as much as anything to do with the roster." Jelani, what do you make of all of this stuff?
Wow. Udoka, Raptors?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Okay. Let's look at, as a coach, right? As a coach, strictly as a coach, he's really good, right? Udoka, he paid his dues in San Antonio. We know that, he was there like 7-ish years as an assistant under Greg Popovich. He learned, went to Boston, got it done, right? Changed that team. So I would say if he's with the Raptors, that'd be great, but I just don't see it, right? I don't see it unless he has a relationship with Masai. I don't see it. And I don't want Raptors fans to be quick to let go of Nurse, right? We gave chances to Casey, who got knocked out twice in the first round, twice second round. So I think, Nurse has done his job well, for what he's done so far. I think you keep him. It's tough to get a good coach in this league.
I'm a big believer in that where there's smoke, there's fire, right? And we've been hearing the last little while, could Nick Nurse be out? His contract situation. Optically, this does not look good. Bringing a guy in like Ime Udoka right now. We know, on a pure basketball aspect, what we did with the Boston Celtics defensively. We know the Raptors have struggled defensively. That might be, that link right there. But again, Nick Nurse is still one of the best coaches in the NBA. And I think if the Raptors were to let him go, there'd be a huge lineup of franchises to sign him up, including the Houston Rockets. With a guy like Nick Nurse, with a young squad like that, it would be very beneficial. But I still think Nick Nurse is meant to coach the Toronto Raptors. I don't really would take too much stock into this. Now, if they flame out of the play-in and flame out at the end of the season and Masai really wants to make a change, then yes. But I don't think Ime Udoka will be a coach for the Toronto Raptors. I don't think it works optically. And I just think Nick Nurse has, again, another year, maybe a little bit more leash to pull. But those are all the questions with the Toronto Raptors. We will not have those answers for head coaching until the offseason, but what we will know by the end of the night tonight is, were they victorious in Philadelphia? This has been Hoop Talks. We'll see you guys on Monday.